staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making that down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Every time it's on everything, the life you choosing, I'm cheddering. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual vet where my strength get pumped from. So let's go back to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hiding now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want mine to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is asking, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that, I would chase them.
I'm staying chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Good afternoon. What up, BFam1096.com? How are y'all doing? Facebook. Hey, good afternoon, everybody at YouTube or wherever you are tuning in today. This is Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. If you have not already, please head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and a notification bell so that you can be notified every time I go live or post a video from my show, the Tea Time with Tara show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need along the way to stalking their destiny. Okay, so head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Again, I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Welcome to Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. How are y'all doing? It's been a week. How are y'all doing? I'm a little bit tired today, but that's okay. Let me know, y'all. Get in the chat, okay? Get in the chat, get in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Y'all can engage with me on this show. I will read whatever I can as it comes up on the screen for me. And so for you all listening as well online, you can get in the chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Last week, we hit over 241,000 listeners live. So thank you for tuning in live every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to keep that number growing. So continue to share with someone the goodness that you're receiving every week from this show, and continue to come back. So get in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to know. I would love to just shout you out as I am able as well. We're going to go right into our affirmations for the week. Today we have a guest speaker for the show. I'll tell you guys more about that towards our business topic of the week time, okay? But let's get into our affirmations for the week. What I want to know, or something I want to just suggest, is when you do affirmations, if you do them on a weekly basis, be sure to go back and see, did my week become what I declared it to be? Was my day what I declared it to be? And kind of go forward in that, relish in it. And if not, if your week did not turn out the way you hoped for, then guess what? We get to do it again every Monday. You get to do it again every day, actually. You don't have to wait until Monday to set your intentions or set your affirmations and declare what kind of day or week or month you're going to have. Also, y'all, I just remembered, today is the first day of the fall equinox. And so welcome to the season of autumn. Welcome to fall, the fall season. Hopefully you guys look forward to it like I do. I don't know, but Happy first day of fall to you guys. So let's go into our affirmations, which are sponsored by Tea Time Enterprises LLC. The world needs all you have to offer. So get in the chat, get in the comments, and let me know what your affirmations are. Your affirmations go under I am, and you finish that sentence. I have, and you finish that, and I will. Or I think I always said I am, I will, I have, but I wrote it backwards. But it doesn't matter what order you put it in, okay? I am, I have, I will. And then declare what kind of day it's going to be today. Even if your morning wasn't the way that you hoped it to be, you can declare that the rest of this day will be whatever you decide, okay? And you look forward to that and you walk in that. And so for me, my affirmations for today, let's see. And put yours in the comments. Think about it for a second and put your affirmations in the comments or in the chat for me, okay? My affirmation for today is I am pressing through. Okay, I am pressing through. I have published, it went live just about an hour ago, 3 more of my Earthly Branches devotionals. So you guys, those are available now. I have 3 left to publish in the 12-book series. So I have published 3 more of the Earthly Branches devotional series. I will complete other book projects today as well and set up social media and things like that to go towards that. Today will be a turn it all around. Turn it all around type of day for me. Because as I said, your mornings may not go the way that you hope for, but you can turn it all around. Okay. And so get in the chat, get in the comments and let me know, what are your affirmations for today? I am, I have, I will, and declare what kind of day or week you want to have. Okay. There's this thing, there's this book, and I may have mentioned it before. It's called Today Matters. It's by John Maxwell. Okay. At the beginning of that book, there's a poem in there called Just for Today. And if you have that book or access to that book, look up that poem. And because it's just positive, okay? It's just saying like, stay in today. And today I'm going to do the best that I can mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm going to do what I can do today, just maximizing your day. I think that so often we take the 24 hours we have in life for granted. And I don't mean that you have to be working all the time or, doing anything like that. What I mean is that I heard this woman say, I believe she's a 95-year-old woman on TikTok, okay? I think she's the one who said this, but life is short no matter how long you live, okay? Life is short no matter how long you live. And with that, we don't want to take for granted every breath that we have. We are alive and well. We have working systems in our body, activity of our limbs, we're blessed even if we have complaints. And I'm pretty sure we all have something we could complain about, but we are blessed nonetheless. Okay. And so stay in today. There is a Bible verse that it's not a part of the devotional time today, but I want to share with you guys that says, do not worry about tomorrow. That's Matthew 6:34. Okay, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Okay, stay in today. Each day has enough worry of its own. Okay, and that's me paraphrasing it. So I'm not quoting the scripture, I'm paraphrasing it. Don't worry about tomorrow. And also, don't take for granted today. Don't overlook today reaching for tomorrow. Okay, don't overlook today reaching for tomorrow. So make your affirmations for today, make your declaration for today, and then remain in that, okay? Remain in that and try to stay in that space as long as you can. As long as you can, get into a positive place. If you have complaints and you could say something negative today, like when I said I am pushing through, okay? Pushing through means I'm overcoming it. That means that everything's not all good, but it is well. Okay. And so I'm looking to the positive side of it. And so be sure that when you affirm yourself, that you don't just affirm problems or issues or roadblocks. You you affirm solutions. You affirm results and resolve to whatever it is you're going through. Okay. So don't forget to put your affirmations in the chat. Put them in the comments. I am, I have, I will, and declare what kind of day today will be. Okay. Because if you're here today, then hopefully you're getting some kind of beauty in your day and some kind of positivity for your day as well. Okay. Moving right on, our food for thought quote is brought to you by Stalk Your Destiny, where everything you want to become, you already are. And the food for thought quote here says, true happiness comes from finding your place and purpose for being on this earth. Okay. Nothing else can fill such a void. Okay. I'm going to read that again. It says, true happiness comes from finding your place and purpose for being on this earth. Nothing else can fill such a void. Okay. So let me see. This one is it's a bit to unpack, okay? Because people will say, well, I don't know what my place is. I don't know why I'm here on earth. Most people walk around saying that, I don't know, and a lot of us can say, well, I don't know where I belong. Okay. And so here's my stance on this, or a perspective to consider. Okay. If you only stay in the environment you were born and raised up in, or you only stay in the environment you think you must remain in, how will you ever know what the earth holds for you? Like being on the internet, yeah, that gives us access to seeing different things, and looking at it, admiring and wondering about it. Hi, Sheila. Sheila said, I am going to have a great day because I am a new Nana. Congratulations. And thank you for sharing. That's awesome. And so finding your place, you've got to get out of your current environment. Okay. And I'm going to say this for the young people, and maybe even for some of us older, adults. The way to get out of your environment, if you say, well, I don't have a car, I don't have money, whatever, the internet is all I have. Okay, fine. The way to adventure into new things is to read books. That's how you get out of your mental environment. You expand your mental capacity. And by expanding your mental capacity, then you may be able, depending on how you apply that information, you may be able, or you should be able to go forward in expanding your physical area, your physical realm of life. Okay. Because then you say, well, I read this book about X, Y, and Z, and there was an aha moment there. There was a suggestion in there, to do something else, and I'm not talking about reading. There's nothing wrong with venturing into fictional stories and things like that. Okay. But also in terms of finding your place on earth and your purpose on the earth, reading books that are intentional to that, books that are around that topic, or things of interest to you. Okay. And so, and yes, in fictional books, you can still come across something that sparks interest for you. However, when you're trying to find your place and your purpose in life and reason for being, and you can't physically get out of your environment, read books that take you away to those different places, or shows you how to build up your life in a manner that you can go forward in that way. Okay. And so true happiness comes from finding your place and purpose for being on this earth. Nothing else can fill such a void. Knowing where you belong. And y'all, let me tell you, in order to find where you belong, you have to belong to yourself first. What I mean by that is you've got to be accepting of who you are and how you are. And if you have some negative things about you that you don't like, or that get you negative responses that you don't like, guess who has the power to change those things? You do. You have the power to change those things. I don't care how much crap you took yesterday. I don't care how much crap you caused someone yesterday. If today you decide to be a better person, guess what? You get to decide. You get to do that. You get to be a better person. Okay. Okay. So understand that being authentically true, your authentic self, really being your authentic self, um, assists you in gaining the true happiness of finding your place, fitting in, finding where you belong, finding your tribe, finding your community, finding your workforce, finding your voice, right? Here we say you have a voice and it needs to be heard. I don't even think I said that on the introduction today. But you have a voice and it needs to be heard, and finding your voice assists you in being truly happy about your existence and your purpose here in the earth. And nothing else can fill such a void, okay? So that's acceptance of who you are and how you are, okay? And that is our food for thought quote for the day. Today, our devotional comes from my devotional, The Earthly Branches, the 12-book devotional series. This particular devotional that we're going from today is titled Healing. And the focus for today is Matthew chapter 10. Okay. And yes, healing is one of the devotionals that just got published. It just went live today. These devotionals are all interactive monthly devotionals. You can do them while fasting, or you can just follow along with me on the show, because I've used them since the beginning last year of the show. And so I'll also be using them again as we continue forward. So healing is called The Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. This one, the topic is healing. And today we're going from Matthew 10. If you want to get those are available at Amazon.com. Just look up TARAH M. Williams. So if you're tuning in and you can see me live, you should see my name on the screen. If not, then it's TARAH M. Williams. Okay. And you can look that up at Amazon.com to order your books today. They will be on my website, but they're just not up there today. Okay, so I will get that taken care of for you guys. Right now, if you want to order it today, get it from Amazon. Okay, so Matthew 10. Let me pull my Bible out for you guys. And I hope you guys did bring your Bibles, bring your tea, bring your journals, bring your pens. Because here we're teaching, we're speaking. Okay. Hopefully you need to write something down that I'm saying. And if not, you can always go back to the show on YouTube and check out, like, what did she say? Catch it again on YouTube. Okay. Go back to YouTube and watch it or listen in. Okay. And so, of course, I'm going to skip around here, but I'm going to start from verse 1. Matthew chapter 10, verse 1. It says, Jesus sends out the 12. He called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out evil spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. I'm not about to read those, okay? But those are the 12. Jumping down to verse 5, it says, These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, preach this message. The kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not take along any gold or silver or copper in your belts. Take no bag for the journey, or extra tunic or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Okay? I'm jumping down now to verse 17, which says, Be on your guard against men. They will hand you over to the local councils and flog you in their synagogues. On my account, you will be brought before governors and kings as witnesses to them and to the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. At that time, you will be given what to say. For it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Okay, jumping down to verse 24. A student is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the student to be like his teacher and the servant like his master. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebub, how much more the members of his household? So do not be afraid of them. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the roofs. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but can't kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Okay, so I just jumped around there for Matthew chapter 10. I just jumped around that. And so let me go to these points for you guys. So here I wrote, dust your feet and leave. And let me see. Dust your feet and leave. And so here's point number 1, okay? Point number 1 says, stop going where you are not welcome. If they reject God, how much more will they reject you? Okay? Do not hold on to the insults and attacks. Flee from those places that do not serve you and that you cannot serve in. Dust your feet and leave. Okay? That one was fully loaded, y'all. And maybe it was fully loaded for me because oftentimes we get in uncomfortable situations and we remain. And I've noticed as of late as well, over the past several years, I've noticed that we stay in these places because we lack boundaries. Okay? We lack boundaries and the wherewithal to say no. Okay? And no is a full sentence. No needs no explanation. And if someone, demands or commands you to tell them why, your response is no, you can simply say no is a complete statement. And I'm going to read this point again. Point number 2 says, stop going where you are not welcome. Okay? If they reject God, how much more will they reject you? This is a hard pill to swallow. Do not hold on to the insults and attacks. Like, let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay? Because these people are telling you about themselves. Okay? Flee from those places that do not serve you and that you cannot serve in. Dust your feet and leave. Okay? My second point here says, not everyone wants to help you heal. Okay? And so point number 3 here says, do not be easily influenced. Hold on, I'm sorry, that's not the right one. Okay, everyone doesn't want to help you heal. I wrote that out of order. So not everyone wants to help you heal, okay? So I'm going back to point number 1 here because I wrote that down backwards. You have been given authority to drive out sickness, okay? Do not sit and make a home in your lack of healing, okay? Not only do you have power to heal yourself, but by your beliefs, others may be healed also. So do for others as you do for yourself. You have everything you need to be healed, okay? You have everything you need to be healed. And not everyone wants you to be healed too. Sometimes that offends the people around you, that you're getting therapy, that you think you're better than somebody, that you think so much of yourself that you want to be better as a human being. That offends people, okay? But you got to let them go and sit in their offense by themselves. You can't sit there in what they're feeling, okay? You can't sit there on what they have going on. And then it says here, don't marry your pain. Okay. And so when I put that, hold on. Don't marry your pain. I don't know where I got these from today, y'all. I wrote these notes and did not line it up with the book. So I apologize. Okay. Don't marry your pain. You are protected, okay? I'm going to just jump down to point number 5. You are protected by God. His plans will prevail. Surrender your pain unto the Lord. Allow God to use your story to add to the glory he has for your life. So submit yourselves. As you heal, God will shield you, okay? And to that, I would say, I went to church yesterday and my pastor was talking about betrayal. and how it was intentional that folks have betrayed, us, okay? That they were assigned to do that because in that betrayal, we were pushed to purpose, we were pushed to destiny, we were pushed to have to do something different because it stirred something up on the inside of us. And so we were pushed to move, okay? And as much as we did not like it, we were pushed to move. And like I said before on a different show, I don't know if it's Miles Monroe or Les Brown, excuse me, but one of them or both of them may say it two different ways. But you will not change anything until you are angry about it. And so sometimes pain comes from being betrayed by people, but you can't marry that pain. You can't remain the victim. Yes, you may have been hurt. It may hurt like hell. Listen, healing hurts like hell. Every step of the way, it hurts because the more you get better, the more you leave a piece of you behind in that was hurt. You're shedding skin. It hurts a little bit. Okay. But be made new. I've been listening to Ty Tribbett song, New. And it's not a new song. I just realized that it's not as new as I thought it was. But Ty Tribbett's song New, he says, I'm ready for more. I'm ready to go. I don't know all the words, but what I'm saying is get in position for newness in your life. Do what you need to do to heal so that God can bring in the things that he has for you. Do what you need to do to let that past go. Dust your feet and leave. Understand that everybody don't want you to be healed because some of them are envious of you and feel a type of way about it. Okay? And don't marry your pain. All right? These and other devotionals, you guys, will be available on my website at www.stalkyourdestiny.com/shop. And you can follow along with that and write your own notes. Like I said, it's interactive. So you can write your own thoughts and notes in there as well for each day that you study it. Okay. And that's www.stalkyourdestiny.com/shop. And again, these devotionals are from the Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. And the other ones, I guess I said went live today. So they'll be on my website soon. Okay. And this one is from the book called Healing. Okay. And so now the new thing that I wanted to do with you guys is to say the weekly prayer at the end of the devotional for that week. And so I'm just going to read this one for you guys. Okay. This one says, Dear God, help me in my healing journey. Help me to speak up and to walk in authority. Even when I feel small, show me how you see me. Lead me away from those who mean me no good. Open my eyes that I may see and be more discerning. Remove all fear and worry and help me accept that my pain is a part of your purpose in my life. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So that was our devotional, y'all. Again, I read from Matthew 10, and this was the Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series from the book titled Healing, okay, in the series. Now, you guys, if you love the show, first of all, thank you for showing up every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we would also love if you would become a sponsor of the show. Sponsor an ad. We want to hear about your business. We want to hear about your work. We want to hear about your product or your service, okay? Become a sponsor. Consider becoming a sponsor of the show. Consider allowing the world to hear what you have to offer, okay? And to do that, you can email me at teatimewithtara@gmail.com, and you can either email me your offer to sponsor the show, or you can email me and get our sponsorship package information sent directly to you, and we can move forward from there. That you can email me at teatime, that's TEATIMEWITHTARAH@gmail.com. Okay, that's Tea Time with Tara. And just let me know what you want to do. We would love to have you sponsor an ad on the show. We would love to share who you are and what you do as well. Now, if you say, Tara, I quite love the show, and I don't necessarily want to be a sponsor, okay, but I would like to donate to the show. Yes, I take donations. You can donate via Cash App, you can donate via Venmo, or you can donate via PayPal. And so Cash App is $ stalk your destiny. Okay. Venmo is stalk your destiny. And PayPal is paypal.me/stalk your destiny, or you can log into your PayPal account and simply look for stalk your destiny at gmail.com. Okay. And so consider becoming a sponsor, consider donating to the show. Those the income goes towards the show's production. It goes towards me showing up for you guys every week. And again, getting your information out there to the world, to just a newer audience. Okay. So again, if you want to become a sponsor, please send me an email at teatimewithtara@gmail.com. I am working on it so that will be available on my website, so that you guys can just go to the website and become a sponsor or donate. So I'll let you all know when I have that available as well. Okay, but for now, please send me an email at teatimewithtara@gmail.com, or send your donations via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal at Stalk Your Destiny. Okay. Now, y'all, we're getting ready for our business topic of the week, which is brought to you by Zeal Sweet Flavored Tea Made with Love. Okay. And our guest for today, I have the pleasure of having on the show, and this is a treat for you all as well. Our guest for today is Aprille Franks, also known as Epic Aprille. If y'all haven't followed her, though, please, y'all gonna want to follow her after this. Okay. You're gonna want to follow her after this. I got the opportunity. So she is a master business coach. Okay. And I got the opportunity to work as an ambassador for her conference, for the Epic conference this year. Now, I've been following Aprille for a few years now, learning as much as possible and applying as much as possible to my own business, you guys. So get your pens and paper ready, because you're going to need them. And make sure that you do head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe, because you're going to want to come back to this video. You're going to want to be like, what did she say? For the notes that you might have missed. Okay. So get ready for that. She just opened up the School of Content Marketing, guys. And now we know we live in a social media world. Okay. And so she just opened up the School of Content Marketing recently. And so today, she's going to speak to you all about her Glow Up. Was it Content GlowUp Challenge, I believe, and more. So this is Aprille. Hi, welcome.
Hey there, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for, I was listening in. You saw I've been behind the stage for a while, so I was listening in. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna try to reposition my lighting just a little bit. I'm not in my normal space. I'm at my mom's house. So
Okay.
let me know if you can see me okay.
I can see you. If you could pull the curtain behind you, the other side. The other side of you. Okay, yep. That should be better. It was just coming in from behind you.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that, first of all, thank you for having me. It's been great listening and watching you glow up. I really want to talk a little bit about, I heard what you were saying. You have everything you need to heal, get in position for newness. And so I really kind of want to lean this conversation towards monetizing your gifts. Like, what does that look like for you to monetize your gifts and your talents and your skills? And so I just want to share 3 things that I think that you can do. A lot of times I think we think because we have experienced different things in life that we can't succeed, or, maybe no one needs or wants that. Let me take these glasses off. That might help too. No one needs or want that, but that really could not be further from the truth. People really do need your advice, your input, your gift, whatever that may be, whether you have a really good knack for helping people, for organizing, for being strategic, for, being even just kind, being a good listening ear, writing stories, telling stories. There's so many different things that you can actually monetize that you are just naturally good at. And I want to share with you a few of those things. And it's easy again to think that, oh my goodness, I have been through this or that, and want to count yourself out because it feels like that, right? Because it's our life. And sometimes I think when we think, oh my goodness, I've been through this or I've been through that scenario, then it could feel a little heavy or even imposter syndrome-ish. Like, who am I to ask people to follow me? Who am I to develop a platform? Who am I to, dream big and to do the things that you're wanting to do? And I just want to say to you that I have had many challenges in my life, and I promise you, every single one of them lends to the things that I'm doing now and the things that I'm able to do. Um, and you can change your life in such a short span of time, but it really has everything to do with what you're learning here, and that is starting with that healing process, starting with that growth process, starting with expanding as a person, starting with taking full accountability for your own decisions and where you are in your life, right? Where all of us land in our life right now, if you look up and you look around and you look around you, you created that. You created that world that you currently have. This one piece of hair is just going to do its thing. You created that world, and if you are dissatisfied with that world, or you just want a different world, then you have the power to create that, right? And you hear the saying, you hear about law of attraction, you hear about like attracts like, you hear faith without works is dead, you hear about you reaping what you sowing, but you have to put in the work. What is the aligned action that you want? So I'm going to talk about three things, and I have my notes here. And the first one is as it relates to packaging what you have and what could that look like. And I'll just share with you a little bit about how I got started. So when I'm from Mobile, Alabama, went through a lot of different things throughout my life. And one of the things that I wanted to put behind me, I said, you know what? People would often ask me, they're like, have you written a book before? And I'm like, I don't know how to write a book. I'm not a writer, and this is back in 2010. I was like, but I would love to. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I have so many stories to tell. You probably have so many stories to tell, right? When you just think about the context of your life and the holisticness of it, like you probably have been through so many things and some stuff you don't even want to tell. It's like that don't even need to see the light of day. But there were stories that I was like, oh yeah, I could tell that, and that would definitely help someone, or that would be therapeutic almost for me to share. And so that was one of the first things I did. The first thing I did was I hired a coach, and her name was Monique Edelton, out of Atlanta. And I basically just spilled my guts and was like, these are all the things I could do, right? Because sometimes you have so many ideas, it's hard to decide, what do I want to do? How do I really want to stand in my power? How do I want to actually show up? And for me, I said I could tell my story first. And part of that was about the people reading, the women reading, and the book is called Confessions of an Independent Woman, Truth, Lies, and Relationships. But the other part of it was for me, right? To like put that stuff and those stories to rest so that I could be free to move on, because I'm done. That chapter is closed. That book is closed. And so that was one of the first things that I did. And I had never written a book before. I had never, spoken on a stage where people paid to come see me before. I had never done those things until I did those things. And so I just want to encourage you, no matter where you are, where you have been in your life experience, that it's all necessary and purposeful, even if it came from some pain or something that wasn't so great before. And when I say package your gift into a clear offer, that's exactly what I did. I turned those stories, those experiences, all the way from when I was born. I talked about from when I was born until I was in my late 30s. And I just picked the ones that I wanted to go with the theme of the book, hired a coach, and she helped me formulate like what the book would be about. And then I self-published it. That was in 2011. Okay. I have since written 4 books that are published. But the first time I didn't know what I didn't know, and I learned so much, but I kept going. And so I just want to encourage you in your journey. One of the biggest things for me, and I'm going to share with you, is having some kind of vision. Like, what is your vision? Even if you just put it in the context of the next 12 months, what does that really look like for you? How do you want your life to change over the next 12 months? What does that look like? And month by month, how do you break that down into what needs to happen? So for me, I was like, I want to be an author. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a coach. Never did those things before, but that's what I want to do. And no matter, again, I'm not going to get into all of the nitty gritty of all the things I've experienced, but I will say that it can be the worst of the worst and it can really help someone else. The caveat to that is you want to make sure that you're healed and you're in a good place and no longer triggered by any of those stories or any of the things that you're wanting to share. You definitely want to be sharing from a place of power, right? Not from a place of pain or still needing to do that work. So that's number one, which is package your gift into something that is clear that people can purchase, and people could clearly purchase a book, right? And that could be a book, it could be a printable book, it could be an ebook, it could be a, a course, it could be a guide, right? There's so many different digital elements that it could be, right? So many digital elements that it could be. The second thing is you want to build a platform. You don't just want to have a presence online, because lots of people have a presence, meaning they have a profile, right? But that's not enough to get your message out. So whatever that is, and whatever it is you're wanting to do, you know, and if it's not something that's monetizable, even if it's you want to go back to school or you want to, you know, improve your credit, whatever your improving is, you really have to build a case for that for yourself so that you can stay consistent with it. But in the context of business, when I say build your platform, not just have a presence, that's a much more intentional, right? That's you saying, I want to grow my YouTube, you know, or I want to become an influencer, or I want to become a business owner, or I want to, you know, be a mentor, you know, to people online or in my local area. And what that looks like is when you are clear on your message and clear on how, basically, if you're going to be online, people need to understand, because they don't know you, right? You're a whole stranger. I'm a whole stranger to many of you. There has to be some resonance, right? What is that thing that resonates so that people understand what the value is there, right? Like if you named, you could probably write down in your notes right now someone that you follow because they're funny or because they have a great story or because whatever the reasons are, right? You can probably name someone and you want to be on the other side of that. Why would somebody be connected with you? What is that connection there, right? I kind of consider myself like an internet bestie, you know, or now as I get older, I feel like a little auntie, but I'm still in the bestie category. But you know, so it's like, what is your vibe? What is the thing that you want to bring to the table, to the marketplace? And where do you want to do that? Do you want to write? You know, does that look like Substack or LinkedIn? Do you want to record videos that look like YouTube or TikTok? Do you love photos that look like Pinterest or Instagram? But you really get to decide, like, what is it that I'm wanting to build? Because all these things are highly monetizable, right? Because we're talking about how are you going to monetize your gifts? How are you going to leverage a thing that's already there? You just need the structure around it, right? That's the whole thing. You just want the structure around it. Once you have the structure, you can do anything, right? Because the knowledge really is already here. The desire already exists. And though when those two things connect, right, then and you get the structure, then you're good, right? And then over a time period of time and you being consistent, that's how you'll start to develop the momentum that you need to succeed. That's when you start to see better results, when you step out and stand out, because it really does take that. And I'll just tell you, people do want to hear from you. They do want to know how to overcome things, how to do things. You know, we live in a very information driven society where people have access at the tip of their fingers to everything, and they just want to know. And you are likely the answer to someone's prayer right now. Something that you're good at naturally, or that you've learned or you went to school for, someone has a question about that you could answer for them. You have likely been answering questions and helping people half of your life. And it may be time for you to consider, what would it look like for me to actually monetize that and create my own platform? And even if you're not selling anything, and let's say you are the offer, right? And you're moving into influencer space. These platforms, they pay you to be there. They pay you to produce. And so that's really something you can delve into a little deeper. And I'm giving you some high level thoughts around these three concepts, but I do want you to have a space to land, to go deeper so you can ask questions as well. Okay, so just know that that's available. And then the third thing is charging people. Like, what does that look like? So just to recap, Number one, packaging your gift into something that people want to purchase. People are buying things all day, right? All day long. No matter how bad they say the economy is, people are, when you go to the parking lot of your favorite store, it's the parking lot is still full. The parking lot is still full. People are still going there every single day. You go to the drive-through of your favorite place where they sell your favorite ice cream or burger or fries, drive-through line is still full, right? People are still investing and spending money on the things that they want. And the same will be true for you. Are you providing something that people want? And that second thing was building a platform, not just a presence, and deciding where do you want to show up and what feels most authentic to you as it relates to media and how you're wanting to position yourself and show up. The third thing is charging, right? And so let's talk a little bit about that and what are the possibilities, right? That's the ice maker. I'm at my mom's house. What are the possibilities of that? And I will say that there is, I mean, the word unlimited sounds so big. So I really want you to think of a number that actually scares you to write down per month. I want you to think of that, right? Like what number scares you where you're like, oh my gosh, that how in the world will that even be possible? And I'll just share with you what the number was for me. When I first started and I had a full-time job and I was like, man, if I just made an extra $2,500 a month, life would be great. I'm like, that's great. That was my very first goal. This is like in 2003. And I had like a side, hustle that I was working. I was like, if I can make an extra $2,500 a month, that'd be great. Well, then I hit that goal. And then I was like, well, if I can make an extra 5,000 a month, I mean, what are we talking about? Right. I'm like, I have a full-time job, extra 5K. This is going to be amazing. And then my next number was 8. I was too scared to go to 10. Right. Cause now I'm getting scared. I'm like, okay, wait, what's happening? The more you start to stretch yourself, the more you can expand. Ooh, I gotta write this down. A lot of times you're stuck in the same place because you keep giving yourself goals that are not that where there is nowhere for you to expand. You understand what I'm saying? So if this is you, right, and this is the container you're in, and you're like, oh, this is my goal is 5. This is my goal is 3K right here. This represents 3K. This represents you with this rock on it. So there's nowhere for you to expand. You're already there. And that, I don't mean that you have that in your account. I mean that your capacity to create that already exists. But if you're like, oh, 5K, oh, look, you got room to grow. A lot of times people are trapping themselves like this and you're not creating. There is no room. You're already at capacity. You may not be executing the way that you need to, but there's nowhere for you to expand to. And expansion is required to grow. Right? Expansion is required for you to grow. So I just wanted to say that I was a little like, oh, wow, 8, because we did 5. Now let me jump to 8. And we did 8. Then I'm like, okay, what about 10? Because now this is getting crazy, right? And then there's 10. And then I'm like, okay, where do we go from here? Is more possible? Like, what are we talking about, right? Like, I'm just a little black girl from Mobile, Alabama. Like, no one's talking about those things. And the very first time I really created a lot of success for myself, this was like several years. This was in 2007, 2008. And I made in 2008, in 1 month, I made $18,000. And I was like, well, damn. That changed my whole everything. Because I was like, oh, people really are out here monetizing their gifts. They are out here making money. They are out here changing their lives, their families' lives. They are out here doing some amazing things. And the same is true for you. Because who am I? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl who decided to have faith and step out on it and do things afraid until I wasn't afraid any longer. Right? Until I was not afraid any longer. And that helped me so much. So when I say having the ability to charge with confidence, the thought process you have to have is that your gift is valuable. that what you're offering is necessary. And you want to think about that in the context of, I'm gonna give you a real life example in my coaching. In the context of the transformation or the convenience or the problems that you're solving or whatever it is, right? Give you an example. I don't know who created these readers, okay, but I wear them. I need them. This is a convenience to me. These were just $10 on Amazon, nothing fancy. I like them, right? But someone created that because somewhere, someone is, their eyesight is declining and they needed to be able to see. So whatever there is, so this, even these provide a transformation. This helps me go from being able to do this versus that, right? Total transformation. This goes from not being able to read these words to being able to read these words. Okay. And so I just want you to keep that in mind, that whatever it is that you're thinking or that's bubbling up for you is available, it's possible, and it works. The key is the discipline and the consistency that you need in order to see it all the way through. That is the key, right? Remember what I said, you can have the desire and the knowledge, but if there's no structure, then it makes it hard to be consistent, right? The structure is what helps us with consistency because we have something to follow. And when we have something to follow, then it's easy. It makes things much easier. I'm gonna give you an example. When I first started coaching, I was living in Oklahoma City. I live in Charlotte now. I happen to be in Mobile with my mom, and I wanted to do one-on-one coaching. And the very first time I did it, I remember creating a flyer, and it was for $695 that you can have. I think it maybe was 2 sessions, and it was $695. Okay. And the sessions are like, I think it was like 2 hours long. So a 2-hour session. So essentially I'm getting paid, about $300 an hour. Now, I thought that was a lot back then until I did the first one. And I was like, oh, I'm never doing that for that again, because this was a lot of work. I think I deserve more than $600, $695 for this. So then I raised the price to $14.97. I'll never forget, $14.97. I did it for $14.97, and I was like, they're still getting a lot. Like they're still getting a lot. Like the transformation I'm helping people with, is the value is more than the $14.97, because it's not about the time. It's about the transformation. I don't know who that was for. Right? It's not about the time people are spending. It's about the transformation that they're getting, and how is that changing someone's life. And I was like, okay, wait. Right? I'm like, okay, wait. So that is a big piece of it, right? You knowing that you have the ability. Then I was like, well, let me raise it to $3,500. And then the ultimate price was $7,500 for a 2-hour session, and then a follow-up session that was 30 minutes that people pay for. I want to encourage you that whatever you're thinking you want to do, the only reason you're thinking you can do it is because you have the capacity to do it. You may not have all the answers on how to do it, but the capacity is there, or else it wouldn't drop in your spirit. Because I guarantee you, the thing that you're thinking you can do, then the person next to you is not thinking that they can do that. They're not thinking about that, because that's not where their capacity is. You have to understand that when something is dropped in your spirit, it is for you. Other people don't have to get it. They don't have to understand it, but it is absolutely for you. I'm not sure how much time I have. I forgot. So I want to make sure that I'm respectful of the time. And if there is any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I will be happy to answer. So I just want to make sure that I am on target with the time that we allotted.
Yes, thank you so much. You were right on time.
Okay.
With it, but you were also right on point. Not just with the topic well, I didn't have the topic for today. It was your topic today, but with the devotional, and also for me personally. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of our listeners today are probably right in alignment with what you were just telling us about. And I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you so much as well. And just to reiterate to you all, we do have to have the capacity. We have to be stretched and be willing and able. And I didn't take any notes like I should have, but I didn't bring a pen with me for this. However, I believe that with all of those nuggets that you shared, that I was encouraged. So I'm pretty
Yes.
sure that my audience is not just encouraged, but empowered as well, because I've always been empowered by you. But I do know that you started your Content Glow Up Challenge today, I believe.
I did. Yes, the Content Glow Up Challenge is happening now. If you go to thecontentglowup.com, you can sign up. It's thecontentglowup.com. And it really is just to help you get out of your head. Even if you don't have a brand or you're unclear of some things. There have been women that have joined that they were like, I don't even know what I want to sell, but you could still show up. And I think that's the whole thing. Instead of getting ready to get ready, you just have to put yourself out there and learn along the way. Once you're on the path, you're going to discover what's next, but you got to be on the path in order to start.
Yeah. And thank you for saying too as well how because you've been doing this for many years, and so letting us know about overcoming the obstacles and just keep going, because with Stalk Your Destiny, I just say, stalkers don't quit. We might change the trajectory of where we're going, but we don't quit. And so
Yeah.
hearing that too, I hope that encourages the audience, because even
Yes.
with me telling them the food for thought quote today, true happiness comes from finding your place and purpose for being on this earth. Nothing else can fill such a void. Nothing's better than monetizing your purpose on the earth. Nothing is better than just getting paid to be who you are and change someone else's life and help them.
Yes. Yes. And I just want to celebrate you as well for, creating this platform, for showing up for yourself, even in the midst of your own, expansion, because that's hard. Being stretched is hard, right? Because when you're not stretched, that's where you're comfortable. It's like a rubber band. But when you
Yeah.
stretch that rubber band, that's tension, right? And that tension can be overwhelm. It could be family issues. It could be finances. It could be your belief in yourself. It could be wavering faith. It could be anything. And that stretching hurts until you get settled again, right? And things begin to contract and you feel a little more comfortable. So I just want to celebrate you for your consistency in showing up and, inspiring other people. I just remember when I first started, this is what this feels like, and I remember, doing things like an event when three people paid, and I thought I was going to have a room full of people, and just persevering through all of that. I'm hitting the button and no one's showing up, or I'm doing this. And you just have to keep going, and because it's that really wins, because you get better as you go, you learn as you go. So I just want to celebrate you for creating a platform for people to become better and connect with their own destiny and their purpose and why they're here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad we're at the end so I don't have to cry on air. I needed to hear that more than I needed to hear that I'm still persevering. I'm still overcoming, and I'm still showing up. No matter what I show up as much as I can, as authentic as I can, without letting any of the turmoil in the background overshadow what needs to be delivered in order for somebody's life to change, or to see that I'm human too, and we can get through it and we can get over it.
100%. 100%.
So thank you so much. Can you tell them before we end the show, can you let them know where they can find you, or if there's anything else that they can connect with you on as well?
Sure. The best place to connect as far as socially is going to be Instagram. So if you just go to Epic Aprille, it's right there on the screen on Instagram. Also, I'm on TikTok with the same profile. And if you're ready to actually do some work, then you can go to thecontentglowup.com. But you can connect to me just on social media super easily.
Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. This has been Tea Time with Tara, live and on air, where we believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Thank you so much to Aprille Franks. Y'all go ahead and follow her at Epic Aprille on Instagram and TikTok, as she just told you all. And come back here next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you then.
I'm staying chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making that down, but I won't lose ground, 'cause I'm still stuck in my destiny.
I'm still stuck in my destiny. Every time it's on everything, alive, you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace and they put some hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual van where my strength get pumped from. So let's go back to a child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hiding now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want out of high. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is happening, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as they is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game, so speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm on my stuff, I don't gang bang. When you want to get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that, I would chase them.